this week's portion, Tetzaveh, we were presented with the formula, with the instructions for the creation of the olive oil that was used for the menorah in the Beis Hamikdash, in the Holy Temple, in the Mishkan, in the Tabernacle, in the desert. And the Torah says to take olives and press them, kosis lamor, pressed for illumination. In other words, you couldn't grind it. You had to just squeeze it to create the purest oil, because if it was ground, then there'd be some pieces, some parts of the olive that would be mixed in with the oil. Purest oil, pressed for illumination. Now, the great Hasidic masters actually use this formula of pressed for illumination as an analogy and as a message for a person, how a person is supposed to think about themselves and how one should strive to act. Pressed symbolizes humility. A person should feel pressed, meaning lowered, not arrogant. Of course, this is dangerous, because if a person feels lowly, then there's a danger of depression and lack of self-worth. Actually, the Torah never demands that of a person. The Torah demands of us that we are responsible actually to know our talents, to know our abilities, and to understand and appreciate our potential and our accomplishments. What is the difference between humility and a lowly spirit? Rabbi Abraham Twersky points out that this verse provides the guideline. The Torah says, pressed to illuminate. So if a person is humble and a person doesn't feel arrogant, but uses that to grow, to illuminate, to move forward, to accomplish, to do, then that is humility. But if a person feels pressed and then just feels lower and lower and becomes non-productive and stagnant, then that is actually unhealthy and unkosher feeling of lowliness. So the Torah is telling us, yes, recognize our talent and our ability, but everything that we have is a gift from Hashem. In last week's portion, we were taught that the ark, the ark in the Holy Temple, was the only vessel that we were told to construct it in half measurements, half amma, the other vessels the measurements were in full amma, full cubits. The Kli Yakar commentary points out that a person should always feel, I'm half-baked. I've got more to go. I've got more to grow. I've got more to do. So a person can feel half-baked and get depressed. A person can feel half-baked and, I got to move forward. I have to illuminate. The Rabbi of Alexander, Hasidic master, points out that it's so important, this concept of pressing to illuminate. Of course, it's so important for ourselves, but in our communication with someone else, let's say we have a situation where we want to straighten someone else out. We want to, and we feel we need to criticize and point out errors, point out shortcomings. What should our goal be? If our goal is to break that person, it's not kosher. But kosis, pressed, is kosher, is good, if the purpose is to illuminate, to bring out the best in that person. So let's remember the message of this week's portion. Kosis, to remember, to feel humble before Hashem, but to take that humility and to move forward, to illuminate, to grow, and to shine, and to use all the God-given talents within us. And when we communicate, when we need to interact or point out errors to the next person, make sure that our goal and the way we do it is to create illumination for that person also to shine and to grow. Have a fabulous Shabbos.